Hey there, Scotty. Get started here in just a minute or two. I had to restart the stream because of connection issues. My connection strength is showing as excellent right now, so hopefully it was just a thing with that particular connection to the YouTube streaming server. So better luck this time, I suppose. Hello, Magus. Now, last stream I did notice some crackling when I went back and watched the archive. It wasn't as bad as it had been in the past, but I kind of want to nip it in the bud anyway. There's no point in having this fancy microphone and everything if we're going to get terrible voice quality, you know? So let me know if you do hear some more crackling or whatever, and I can switch from NVIDIA broadcast to just the straight microphone feed. I think that's what did it last time. Was that there was an update to NVIDIA's drivers, and then there was a subsequential update to NVIDIA broadcasts that I did not download and install, and I think that's what was causing my crackling last time. But do let me know. Okay, seeing as how we are running a little late, I think I just want to go ahead and get started here. Let me go ahead and pull up the game. I don't have it started right now because if I have the game sitting idle, it tends to drop my hotkeys with the controller mod that I'm running here. So we'll go ahead and get the game started. Looks like connection is staying excellent, at least as far as I can see on my end. Yeah, some kind of fluctuation. It just seems like sometimes when YouTube has had enough of your connection, it just it kind of drops you a little bit and just got to restart the stream. So I'll keep that in mind. I do have, I'm monitoring the stream on my second monitor here, and I can see when we have buffers and stuff. So if I get another prolonged one, I can restart the stream if we're not at a point where we can just stop. Luckily, last stream we ended up buffering like right at the end of where I wanted to get to anyway, so it was a good place for it to drop on me. So yeah, we did make it to day 2 with Cedrin here, our aspiring Breton knight. And he does not want to look at us. There we go. There he is. A handsome devil. Actually, I think it's debatable how handsome he is. He did spend a lifetime working at some nobles' stables, so a little weathered. Not exactly noble, but it's alright. He does okay with what he's got. Okay, so we did make it through Bleak Falls Barrow last time. The barrow itself was not too bad. The main challenge that we had last time was that damn mud crab outside of Riverwood. It got a sneak shot right in between our thigh guard and our cod piece there. That took us down to 1 health point. That was crazy. I did really not want to die to a mud crab on stream in a permadeath run, and I'm glad that we didn't. Okay, let's do a quick needs check here. Weariness. Okay, so that's just he lost his adrenaline there. We got a bit of an adrenaline dump. Okay, so we do have the golden claw now. That was our main objective, was to get this claw for Lucan Valerius. I know I had some issues remembering his name last time, but yeah, it's Lucan. It's not Lucian. It's not Lucian. It's Lucan. Um, Cedrin here is trying to make a name for himself. He is an aspiring Breton knight. He is a nobody. He's got no noble name or anything to fall back on. Had one hit left with that crab. Well, less than one hit. We had one health point. It took us down to one health. One more health point. And we would have been dead forever. Forever and ever. Okay, so priority number one here is to get this Golden Claw back to Lucan and start making a name for ourselves as somebody who can do some good. I think Cedrin's main goal here is to create some nobility for himself. He spent his entire life in the shadow of nobles, mucking stables for people who were born with a silver spoon in his mouth, so he kind of wants to create that name for himself. So if we're talking about end goals and everything, I know it might be a little too early, but if we get to a point where... Ew, that looks terrible. It's like I might have some Dindalod issues going on there. I don't know, I'm not going to mess with it on a current Permadeath profile, but it does not look like that on my other profiles. Gross. Good to know, Haster. Oh, welcome, Mr. B. Just finished streaming. Yeah, sorry, I would have dropped in on that, but I was busy preparing for this. So I've had no end of technical issues trying to stream this thing. You moved over to Twitch, didn't you? I know you've done YouTube in the past. I saw that you had a Twitch stream up and running today. Hello, Gail. Welcome aboard, my friend. Yeah, so I was watching the archive of the last episode, and I did hear some audio crackle on the voice channel there. So if you guys hear any of that, let me know. I'll switch over to the straight microphone channel. Right now I'm going through NVIDIA Broadcast to cancel out some of the noise, some of the background noise that I have going on here. And I cannot listen to the stream while I'm streaming, so... Yeah, I've been tempted to switch over myself, actually, to Twitch and try that out. I know a lot of people in the community have made the switch. I have it's a piddly amount by most standards, but, you know, 92 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I don't want to kind of ditch them and move over to Twitch. I don't know. Thinking about it. Audio is clear so far. Thank you very much. Okay, so priority number one is getting this Golden Claw back to Lucan. We are almost 7 p.m. here, although we still got a good amount of daylight for how late it is. So let's evaluate the situation here. We need to cut through the forest here. Now, it does say that there are enemies nearby. There's either a mud crab or... Oh, actually, I think I see the slaughterfish right there that it's referring to. Yeah, there he is, just putzing around in the water. So I'd rather not have to cross the water to get to the safer road on the other side. So I'd like to cut through the forest here. Now, on the way through this forest area, I believe we may encounter some wolves that we need to be ready for. There's Anissa's cabin, which is kind of a waypoint, just to make sure that we're on the right track there. And then, of course, we are going to get the Flawless Emerald just south of Anissa's cabin. And then I think there's one more random encounter that we have to be ready for, and that could be anything from Maik to, you know, a giant frostbite spider. So that is going to be interesting.
What are we going to kill today?
Maybe a little terrifying.
Bandits, Forsworn, Imperials, Stormcloaks. So many choices. So hard to choose.
Well, Gore, let's start with trying not to let any of those things kill us. Now, there is a pack of 2 wolves that is around here somewhere. We want to be ready for those. Now, the 2 wolves I'm not too worried about, especially with Gore. We can take a few hits from the wolves with our armor. Geez, that helmet is ridiculous. I really don't think Cedrin is a fan of the horns on the helmet. I think he's going to go for something a little more streamlined and fashionable as soon as we can find a merchant or loot a body with a more streamlined, reasonable-looking helmet. Okay, so if we go around this little outcrop here, there is the remains of some animal, a deer, I think, right over here, and in the ribcage is a flawless emerald. Yeah, that'll give us some money in order to buy some better armor there, maybe some training. Okay. I don't know who that is. This is our random encounter that we're talking about. Looks like we may have lucked out on the wolves here. I haven't seen them yet, although I am still weary of those. I don't know who that is. I'm going to give him a wide berth. That's a two-handed warrior there. There's a chance that he might be able to one-shot us, or at least two-shot us. Alright, who is he fighting? I'm curious. I'm not curious enough to go rushing in on him there. Okay, it looks like some bandits trying to rough up. Okay, here I'm torn because, you know, we are level 2. It looks like these people might be up to no good, and a fledgling knight trying to make a name for himself. Would try to step in. But discretion is the better part of valor in this case. We are level 2. That's an unknown quantity, and that scares the bejesus out of me, so we're going to let that go. Sorry. That's a little anticlimactic there, I know. I got to keep in mind that curiosity killed the cat here, and, you know, let it be. Where is Gore, by the way? He didn't step in there, did he? Oh, there he is. Okay. Okay, we can breathe. Now, when we get to Riverwood here... Ooh, that's a rabbit. Alright, even the rabbits are scaring me now. Got me all on edge. Okay, once we get to Riverwood here, we can reevaluate the situation and see what's next. I think we're going to check the Sleeping Giant for rumors and jobs. But I think what we need to do is, let's see, we have a good amount of gold. We can start thinking about training. Let's just make sure that the mud crab over here hasn't respawned. Oh, there he is. There's the guy. Bastard. Alright. Now watch, the ritual stone is going to pick up his ghost, and because I hit him right there and called him a bastard, that ghost is going to be vengeful on Cedrin. Okay, relative safety of Riverwood here. Let me get caught up on chat. Audio is clear so far, good. Pros and cons, some people on Twitch switch to YouTube sometimes. Yeah. I think the main thing is I'm not sure how I feel about that affiliate stuff. If I do gain some momentum on there, I don't know how I feel about making people watch ads to view my content. I'd have to do some soul searching on that. I have to do some more research on it and everything. With YouTube, at least, I can say, hey, don't play ads on my stuff. And YouTube generally doesn't care because I don't think I've ever had more than, 15, 16 concurrent viewers at the most. Which I'm okay with. There are slaughterfish around these parts too, so maybe that's the problem. Oh, not being able to wait. Does our guy know anything about the Forsworn, or is it just a fairy tale for him? You know, that's a good question, and that's where these kind of random starts I have some issues with. Um, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it's not an issue with Dindalod. Maybe it's Dindalod having an issue with the quality map with roads that I'm running here, because the distant waters there looked a lot like what I'm seeing here, and maybe that's just overlaying it on top of the LODs for the water somehow. It might be a bashed patch issue or something. Anyway, if that's the worst of the issues I'm having with this profile, then so be it. Yeah, so it dropped us off right here for the random start, which means if Cedrin is coming from High Rock, which is, you know, somewhere out here or even a little more southern, probably out here, means he would have either had to come through the mountain passes over here or somewhere closer to Markarth, and he would have undoubtedly encountered some Forsworn. I don't know. He probably has heard rumors of the Forsworn coming up in High Rock, especially if he was living in some property close to the Druidok Mountains here. I don't know. I'm going to say he knows of them. He doesn't know their lore and everything. He just knows their backwoods, hillbilly Breton types that worship some old ways and they can be dangerous. So he knows to steer clear of them if need be.
We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
John Pittman's here. Hello, everyone. Hope the day is treating you well. The day is treating me well so far. I got to sleep in just a little bit. I was able to do some testing on my stream, and after one restart, it seems like we're good to go. So I'm doing well here. I haven't died yet either, so that's also a plus.
Greetings, Gore. That arbor.
The fun part of permadeath is finding new RP reasons to run away. Yeah, well said there, Scotty.
Pitch, boy. Didn't I tell you last time to be...
When you're new at it, at least. Yeah, for sure.
If you want someone's business...
And I am running immersive world encounters right now, which adds a bunch of different random encounters and new encounter zones. So that adds a little bit of spice to everything.
To the chickens, boy.
Amron and Whiterun can train you in one-handed. Yes, indeed. There is Amron there. And I don't think you have to do his quest in order to unlock his one-handed training. But I think he is adept level. He's either adept or expert, but you also get very quick access to one-handed training in Aethys with the companions, and I think he is expert level. So, depending on where we're at and what we have to do, Aethys might be the better choice for the one-handed level trainer there.
And food. Need a room? Talk to Delphine.
Okay, so now we have bounties available from
Some of the
Orgnar here.
Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter.
Now, a lot of the stuff in the general Whiterun area is accessible at a lower level, especially with some training. If we can get up to level 3, I think we'll be okay to take on some of this stuff. Valvetime Towers, I've done it enough that I think I can take this on with strategic use of gore. The big thing there is confronting the bandit chief and how fast he can tear through my companion. You know? Okay, let's see what we're doing here as far as water. We have some ale, some wine, very low on water. And we're at 8:05 p.m. Let's head over to Riverwood Trader and see if they're still open. If they are, we can pass off the Golden Claw to him. Maybe sell off some general goods.
The sooner you find the claw, the sooner our lives can get back to normal.
I mean, your life wasn't normal without the claw?
You found it!
It's a little dramatic, I think.
Strange. It seems smaller than I remember. Funny thing, huh? I'm gonna put this back where it belongs. I'll never forget this. You've done a great thing for me and my sister.
Okay, 400.
Thank you so much for taking care of
We
those.
still can
Some may call this
sell off some
junk.
stuff here. He
Me,
is still
I
open for
call them
business, even though it is a
treasure.
bit late. The knives we don't need, the claws we don't need. I'm going to hold on to the belted tunic. There might be, just for RP reasons, I feel like Cedrin would like a nice wardrobe at his disposal. Light armor we're not going to need. Gloves, sure, we'll hold on to as part of that wardrobe. It's not going to sell for much anyway. Actually, it doesn't sell for anything. Iron gauntlets. I think Gore has
All right, then.
some gauntlets that he uses. Gore, where'd you go? Where's that bozo? What are you doing up here? Gore, I think, has the Nord Mail heavy gauntlets, which are better than the iron gauntlets, which is why we have this in our inventory.
Just leave me all the food.
Okay, no, he doesn't have anything. So yeah, let's go ahead and feed him the iron gauntlets and the iron helmet. Give him the huge knapsack for carrying stuff for us. There we go. Iron warhammer. He's good with that too.
Let's go.
You and me, we're the... Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasure.
Okay, sorry about all this boring stuff here. But making sure that we are prepared for our journey is a big part of permadeath. Carrying capacity increased and health increased by 5 points. We might just wear that. I think being a devout citizen of the Empire here, Cedrin probably will worship at least some of the 9 divines at some point. He's going to have a reverence for it. I think that in some ways, worshipping RK and wearing an RK amulet of some sort is counterintuitive with the ritual stone that we have running right now, but if we take the same approach to that as we did with Jagasta, I think that it can make sense, it's feasible to think that with our relationship with RK, these wayward souls need to earn their way into the afterlife, and they need to repent for their sins in their actual life by helping
Come on in. Let me know if
Cedrin
you need anything. Or
accomplish
please
his
set the fire and I'll send someone over.
noble goals, you know? And then once they do that, they have earned their way into Sovngarde or
I'm just
wherever
a
else
lad.
they're on their way to through RK. So maybe we can make use of this backpack. How does it look? That's the most important thing. Can't even really see it beyond the shield there. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. I know it's really dark, and it's hard to see, but I think that
You
works.
like skeever liver? No? Tough luck. Food's hot. Never said it was good.
That's fair. I'll come back if I need any water or need any food, but for right now, I just need a bed to sleep in if I don't already have one rented.
Are you joking?
Looks
you
like I
just
do.
rented a room from me.
And are we hungry? No. Let's just hit the sack now. We'll get a really early start to Whiterun. Let's see where our skills are at. We're very close to level 3. Let's see. Heavy armor is at 15. That's something that we definitely want to shore up. Block is doing pretty well right now at 21. Although we could always use more of that. One-handed is at 26. We're doing pretty well there. I think our main priority for training right now is heavy armor. And the closest heavy armor trainer is Farkas in Whiterun. So joining the companions, I think, is going to be our next step so we can get access to all those trainers. Also, if Cedrin is trying to make a name for himself as a knight, going through the companions, which have some name recognition in Skyrim, is a good way to do that. So that's our next thing. I know that there are some things early on in the companions quest line that can be difficult, but we'll reassess the situation once we get there. Let's go ahead and get some rest. We'll put us at 7:30, 6:30. I think a good solid 10 hours after some near-death experiences and some heavy combat is completely reasonable. I wouldn't consider that oversleeping at all. Let's see here. Hester says, the Bretons have a mixed pantheon of both the Nine and the Elven gods. Yeah, and that is reflected in the Wintersun mod that I have running right now. I randomly selected the deity to worship with that, and we got Finaster,
Yes.
which is of the Elven pantheon.
Here, this is for you.
And just so that we can see what's going on with Finaster here, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. That's either Finister or Finaster. And that looks like Finaster to me. So shorter strides, each one of our attributes will regenerate twice as fast when we're standing still, but half as fast when we're moving. So if we're trying to recover from a fight or something like that, standing still for a few seconds will help with that greatly. And then the tenets here are just to explore new locations, find the standing stones, which we've been keeping an eye out for. Harvest the fruits of nature. So we have to do a better job of harvesting alchemy ingredients, even though we're not going to use them. And because we're a Breton, I feel like
Thanks a lot.
that is going to
Whatever
increase
it is,
our
my
favor
spirit is
even
simple and strong.
faster.
I can forge it.
Do we have anything else to sell, or did we give all that to Lucan already? We have some poisons here we can sell off to Lucan that we're not going to use. We have a bunch of scrolls here that we might use too. Bunch of alchemical ingredients that we're not going to use, and a long stride spell tome. Ah, yes, Finaster, they taught the elves how to live longer by literally walking smaller steps. Yep, it shortens the stride, and I think they doubled their lifespan just for taking smaller steps, for sure. Which I think is a big reason why elves live so much longer than humans. I think they do have a naturally longer lifespan, significantly, but you know, doubling that increases it
You
even
looking for a
further.
new blade?
Some of the bizarre stuff they come up with as some of the back lore in the Elder Scrolls stuff is while it is a little ridiculous at times, it is endlessly amusing for sure. Hello, Strudel. Welcome aboard, my friend. We're still not dead. We're still Cedrin. We haven't become ex-Cedrin yet. No headaches thus far. It's been pretty uneventful. There were some shenanigans going on between Riverwood and Anissa's cabin there that was a little stressful. But we skirted around it without any issue.
Kill this world eater.
Now there are some wolves out here. I think we already dispatched of them on our way to Ryek's
Some
End.
of his meat. Seems only fair we eat him, given his name.
Gore, I have no idea what you're talking about. Who is this Alduin? World Eater. Just gibbering a bunch of gibberish. But the fact that you are mildly insane kind of gives you an edge in in battle, I suppose, so let's just say I'm glad you're on my side. This is good. Not dead is the goal, for sure, for sure. I don't think we have any reason to stop at Ryek's End to drop anything off. We can sell pretty much everything that we don't intend on keeping. Now, sometimes there is a stray wolf over in this area, so let's stay vigilant. There's my Eek, and he's not too bothered by anything, so that is a good sign. Alright. Now, also, there tends to be a mud crab over here. A wayward mud crab from the waterfall feeding the White River over here. Now, mud crabs, while they hit like a truck, apparently, are also slow-moving, so I'm going to be vigilant about it, but I'm not going to sweat it too much. Yes, he has gone through Bleak Falls, Strudel. We just returned the Golden Claw to Lucan. There's no reason for me to keep it. I might console it in at some point, just to have it on display over at Ryex. But he is trying to make a name for himself as a budding knight. So he completed the job there, adding Lucan to his list of growing references, hopefully. And I am just picking random ingredients right now because I am a worshipper of Fine Ester, and we increase our favor through picking the bountiful fruits of nature, apparently. And I don't know if butterflies count in that, but there are plenty of... Ooh, what the hell is that? Now, on Legendary difficulty, the companions make quick work of this giant here, and we rarely get a chance to contribute to that fight, so wasn't too worried about that there. If you're an archer, you might be able to get one or two pot shots in there, but at Legendary difficulty, NPCs do, what, 3 times the amount of damage they do on normal difficulty, so they usually...
Certainly not. But a true warrior would have relished the opportunity.
They usually take them out on higher difficulty levels before you get a chance to get in there.
An outsider, eh?
Yeah, I think the main takeaways from last episode is that we almost died to that one mud crab. We had 1 health point left, but then we got through Bleak Falls without too much of an issue.
Not for me to say. You'll have to talk to Codlac Whitemane up in Jorvaskar. The old man's got a good sense for people.
Right now we're trying to get to Whiterun. We need heavy armor training from Farkas here, so we are going to join the Companions at this point. Also, I think it makes sense in trying to make a name for yourself if you're trying to become a self-made knight. Forgotten the mud crab. Yeah, I did post a recap of the episode on my channel. I haven't really advertised it just because I didn't want to create too much confusion and plug up the Creation Cave and Videos channel with my stuff. Trying to keep it a little bit limited and free it up for other people who want to post there as well. The recap ended up being 30 minutes long, which is a little longer than I would have liked. But for an exposition episode, there was a lot to kind of lay the groundwork for, which is what took so long on that episode. And then after that was just highlights of battle and close calls and things like that. I hope that the recap episodes will be shorter going forward. I think they will. Just because, you know, a lot of this series is going to be me strategizing or tacticizing, if that's a word. One of EJ's later episodes, Ingrath set the record straight on strategy versus tactics. Strategy is a big picture plan, and tactics are shorter, smaller scale battle plans. And then everybody goes, oh. So we're humming and hawing about tactics more so than strategy at this point.
But don't expect a miracle.
That was a great episode. I really love when all the Dawnbreakers are together, having their little powwows. That to me is EJ firing on all cylinders. I just love how all those characters feed off of each other. It's really, really masterful. Okay, I don't think we have anything else left to sell to a blacksmith, but for general traders, let's see. Arcadia might be still sleeping. Same with Bellathor. They tend to sleep in kind of late. Farengar's probably ready to go. Let's go see if we can sell off some stuff to him. We have some scrolls and things that we can sell.
We are the children of man.
It's a sad-looking tree.
God of man, ascended from flesh to rule the realm.
That guy sounds like a nut. Alright, moving on. Hey, I see a wild haggis in the chat. How goes the haggis hunting there, William? Business good? Or are they still hibernating for the winter? Do haggis hibernate? I don't know.
It seems this damnable conflict has claimed everyone's passions of late. Me, I prefer my books and my spells. Take a look.
So, Battletide, I think, is alteration. Seeing as how it manipulates armor ratings for yourself and targets. So we're going to stay away from that. Conjure Lord of Bindings is obviously Conjuration, as is Dread Zombie. Fireball is Destruction. Hethoth's Grimoire. I got to think about how I'm going to use scrolls here. I think the more obvious evil stuff I'm not going to use, but things like Battletide, Fireball, Destruction stuff, we might be able to find a use for. Invisibility, I'm going to try to avoid. Conjuration, we're also going to try to avoid, and Necromancy as well. Longstride is Alteration, we don't need to learn that. Forgotten Magic. Ice Lance would be a very nice spell for a low-level character, but we're not doing Destruction, so let's get rid of that. Now, let's, we do have some money to spend here. Alright, let's save that for heavy armor training. And then once we are through our 5 levels of training, probably 10 at this point, because a little bit of heavy armor training is going to take us to level 3, and then we'll get a refresh on our training levels after that. So let's get our heavy armor shored up here, and then we will deliberate on which spells we can buy from Farengar there. But it's nice to have access to spells, more diverse spells than what Lucan was offering at the Riverwood Trader over there. Okay, so next order of business here. It is getting closer to 8, but let's go ahead and join these companions here.
Those two at it again?
Oh, they are really going at it, huh? Nice shields, though.
Get in there! What are you waiting for?
Rare to see an armed battle evolve into an unarmed battle. It's usually the other way around. But that does show quite a bit of discipline with this band of warriors here. Okay, so far, Cedrin likes what he sees. Some incomplete agent artifact there. Yes, Dawnbreakers is really great stuff. How she manages to keep it all in a cohesive way is mind-boggling. I completely agree. Let's see, Nyada's the block instructor. Let's go speak to Kodlak here.
But I still hear the call of the blood.
We all do. A stranger comes to our hall.
I would like to join the companions.
Here, let me have a look at you.
And excuse the lateness, my
Perhaps
internet was down for a while.
certain
Oh yeah, no
strength of
problem.
spirit.
Haggis.
Master, you're not truly considering accepting him.
I am
That's a better
nobody's
excuse than I
master.
had. I was in the shower.
Last I checked, we had
Well,
some
you know,
empty beds in your valley.
personal hygiene is
Those
pretty
with a
important,
fire
I would
burning
say.
in their hearts.
Apologies.
Ooh, new load
But
order
perhaps this isn't the time.
from Mr.
I've
Haggis.
never even heard of this outsider.
You know, I'm having trouble with random start on
Sometimes men and women come to us to seek their fame. It
on
makes
some of my newer load order
matters
profiles now too. As soon as I hit the character creation screen after the random start from Unbound, I'm getting a crash. The older base profiles I have seem to be working fine, and these ones were actually working fine for a good week and a half. In fact, the profile that I'm on right now, I did a random start and character creation without a problem at all. And then when I tried to do a random start for Joe's Bayofish challenge, I'm getting crashes now every single time. So I don't know what's going on with that. I might have to revert to an older profile for that, which is fine. But yeah, for a few minutes there, I was thinking, oh god, am I going to have to redo the load order? And I got a little excited there for a second, just because I've been running this base load order and just tweaking it now for years. But I think I'm going to be able to, you know, just revert to an older base load order and work back up from there. The only things that I've changed is I've updated Arcanum. And added Inigo. And a handful of other weapons and armor mods. Okay, now this I have to concentrate on too. Sometimes Vilcus can come at you hard and can kill you if he starts swinging his two-handed weapon at you. So I got to be quick here, and I got to make sure I'm bashing him and getting my hits in, getting the hell out of there. So I'm gonna have to concentrate on this. Before I forget, though, I do want to... Oh, I can do that afterwards.
Yeah. Alright.
Sorry, trying to gather my thoughts here. Tweet commands. Why don't you wait right there for me, Gore?
I haven't seen you before, have I? Have we met?
Vilcus has killed me here before. So I'm sweating a little bit here. Gotta concentrate. Here we go. Moment of
The
truth.
old man said to have a look at you. So
If I can keep him in block stun
just have a few swings
long
at me
enough
so I can see your form. Don't worry, I can take it.
to land a couple hits, we should be okay.
How's the newcomer?
There you go.
Not bad.
Okay, he doesn't seem to be attacking, so... Okay, good.
You might just make it. But for now, you're still a whelp to us, new blood. So you do what we tell you. Here's my sword. Go take it up to your...
Immortals,
have it
Phoenix
sharpened.
Rising. That looks really
And be
good. Looks like a
careful.
really good game.
It's probably worth more than you are.
Along with Valhalla. Nice. I just got to the end of my time with Assassin's Creed Odyssey 2 nights ago. I ended up putting something like 94 hours into it, I think. And there are plenty more hours to be had in there because I didn't do every single quest. I just did the main ones. But I got to a point where I felt satisfied with my time with the game, satisfied with where the story ended up. So I decided to move on. Playing Resident Evil 7 now, which is abundantly terrifying. It reminds me actually a lot of Alien Isolation, which I played last year as well. But yeah, great game. Good to start crossing stuff off the backlog, that's for sure. With the lack of major releases coming out this year, I think this is going to be the year of the backlog for me.
I'm guessing you're the newcomer then.
Whenever I do this part on Permadeath, I try my hardest to burst him before his sword is drawn. I'm always scared he'll clap me. Yeah, for sure. I've never done that part on Permadeath, but I have had him kill me one and done before, which is always discouraging. Just doing what I'm asked at this point.
That attitude would get you far, if you were some stuffy merchant or a Jarl's footstool. Around here, you'll want to learn to live your own life. Remember, nobody rules anybody in the companions.
Well, someone has to be in charge, though.
Well, I'm not sure how they've managed it, but they have. No leader since Ysgramor. Kodlak is the Harbinger, and he's a sort of advisor for the whole group. But every man is his own. Every woman, her own.
Yeah, Hester, I haven't really kept up on the later parts of Resident Evil lore. I know the earlier stuff before the timeline gets completely convoluted. But I think if you stick to the mainline Resident Evil releases and kind of stay away from the offshoots,
I have a favor
such as like Umbrella Chronicles and things like that, it tends to stay pretty straight.
I've been working on a shield for Aela. My wife is in mourning, and I need to get back to her soon. I'd be much obliged if you could take this to Aela for me.
Of course, I'm happy to lend a hand.
That's a good man.
Okay, what time we got? 8:44, so the vendor should be open now. We can take off this ridiculous helmet, and we can get some meditation in as well. Actually, did we meditate already before we left Riverwood? I don't know. Looks like we did, because I'm not getting a med... Oh, yeah, we are. Okay. 51.3% with Finaster here. Okay, we can sell off some stuff. Let's find Farkas first off. We will get our 5 levels of heavy armor training. And we have another 5 levels of training to take in something, but I want to reevaluate our skill levels after that and see what needs the most love. Where is Mr. Farkas? He might be outside. We might have missed him. The later stuff in Resident Evil, though, I see we're still on Resident Evil in the chat here. Oh, we got to take Gore with us, too. I think this is going to be the death of me in this permadeath run, is paying more attention to chat than I am the game. Not blaming you guys for anything, of course. This is a social outlet for me in a world where social outlets are not as easy to come by as they used to be, so... Can't help but get drawn into the conversation now and then. And if it weren't for the social aspect, why am I even streaming this, right? Okay, so training. The other thing I want to do while I'm here is grab the crafting book for the companion's flavor of the faction crossbow here and add that to our arsenal. Let's see, Nyada is the block trainer. Aethys is still in bed. He's our one-handed level, or our one-handed skill trainer. Where the heck is Farkas? Sometimes he's sleeping in back here. Is this him, or is this Vilkas? Okay. Farkas might be back here. No. Damn it, Farkas.
What do you need?
There's Kodlak. Let's go ahead and grab this crafting manual here. And we can take that without stealing it. Just don't chat when you're in the middle of battle, yeah. Okay. Where is this ice brain? They should all be back from the giant battle by now, I think. Shouldn't they? Oh well, if we have to go stop by vendors and stuff, in the meantime while they kind of get settled in. Oh, there he is. He was out there looking over the tundra.
You're new here. I don't trust the new.
Oh, jeez. Oh, I have to return. Right. Okay, I need to focus. I have to return the shield to Ayla. Getting distracted. Really compelling viewing here, going back and forth from inside Jorrvaskr to outside Jorrvaskr here. I'm sure. Okay. Ayla, I got your shield.
If you wish to hunt with me, your feet need to be quick and your eyes quicker.
I have your shield.
Ah, good. I've been waiting for this.
I'm having a lot of trouble making eye contact with her right now, too.
So the old man thinks you've got some heart, I guess.
You know this one? I saw him training in the yard with Vilkas.
Ah, yes. I heard you gave him quite a thrashing.
Don't let Vilkas catch you saying that.
Do you think you could handle Vilkas in a real fight?
Geez. Probably not, but we're gonna play it cool here, and we're just gonna say, you know what? I don't care for boasting.
Ah, a man of action. Here, let's have Farkas show you where you'll be resting your head.
No, immersive citizens I am not running. I've seen too many weird things running the AI overhaul.
Of course we did, Icebrain. Show this new blood.
That I kind of gave up on it. I don't like chasing people down. Especially vendors.
You. Come on, follow me.
If I have to go looking for Adrian at Dragon's Reach, then, you know, I'm not really, that's more frustrating than it is immersive for me.
Nice to have a new face around. It gets boring here sometimes. I hope we keep you. This can be a rough life. The quarters are up here. Just pick a bed.
Jeez, we are hungry and thirsty right now, too. We never had breakfast, did we?
Place clean. She always has.
We should have taken care of that before we went on the road.
You are. Looks like the others are eager to meet you. Come to me or Ayala if you're looking for work. Once you've made a bit of a name for yourself, Skjor and Vilkas might have things for you to do. Good luck. Welcome to the Companions. By the way, if you're looking for something to do, we've gotten a letter about someone needing some muscle right here in Whiterun Hold. I don't know what the fight is about, and that's not our business anyway. I just need you to go out there, look tough, and scare this milk drinker into submission.
You know,
more than that, I don't want to hear about a killing, understand?
I'm trying to build up my good name here, not tarnish it. So, you know, I'd rather not do that.
This isn't an order of cowards. I'll find someone more agreeable, I'm sure.
Good luck with that. I know that there is a mod that gets rid of that stuff. I like having the option there for characters that might be more agreeable to that kind of thing. So I've left it in. In certain profiles with certain characters, I might add that mod in to get rid of that. But for now, we can look for Ayla. I think most beasts at this level are...
I've heard you may actually be stronger than you look.
Doable.
Perhaps I'm waiting. The Jarl of Whiterun has asked for our help. It seems that predators have taken up residence and have been attacking farmers and travelers.
The choice is yours is not the mod I'm talking about. The choice is yours is when you pick up like a quest book or something. It asks you if you want to follow up on this, and if you say yes, then it will start the mod. If you say no, or it'll start the quest. If you say no, then it won't. That's another mod that I've removed just because it was more of a hassle than adding anything really useful. Don't be a milk drinker. That's the one. That's the one. I'll take care of it.
I could count on you. Get it taken care of right away. Nobody wants an animal left roaming around in their place.
Yeah, the choice is yours is a nice concept. It keeps your journal, your quest log clean for the quests that you don't want to do, but I've never actually found a way to restart the quest once you've denied it.
Hey.
So it becomes more limiting. It just adds more message boxes where you don't necessarily need it. So I mean, you're trading a clean quest log for more message boxes, which is kind of counterproductive in my opinion. We're getting some clipping now on that backpack. I don't like it. At some point, we'll get to the point where Cedrin has made enough of a name for himself that he can have a porter follow him around.
People get my fist, but you, I like.
To carry stuff for us, and we won't need to have the backpack on, but for now, I think it makes sense. Can you train me in heavy armor?
I'll show you what I can about protecting yourself.
And this will put our progression at the very tip top, so we will level up one more time pretty much as soon as we enter battle next time. That leaves us at 1,500 gold for whatever. Let's let that kick in there. Alright, now we have heavy armor level 20. We can go ahead and level up. Oh, let's take care of these needs first. Apple pie in the morning is always a good call. Apple pie, cooked liver, some barley bread. There we go, we're good. And we are no longer thirsty, too, but we do need a refill of water. Okay, let's level up. I think we need to focus on health and stamina for the time being. I think we leveled up health last time after the mud crab fiasco. We could use some more health here too, but stamina is going to start becoming a liability here as we need to rely more on timed blocking and block bashing more in particular, which drains stamina pretty quickly with Wildcat. I'm also with Wildcat, every single melee attack you do drains a little bit of stamina too. So I'm gonna go with stamina this time. I'll probably split between health and stamina for the first few levels here. Now we can take another perk in heavy armor here, which is going to give us another 20% on top of the 20% boost we have to our armor rating, which is great. Block, we're going to need more of if we can get to the point. I mean, 10% more damage blocked is nothing really to sneeze at, but I'd kind of rather have just the straight up armor rating at this point. More importantly, I need to get to where I can unlock timed block here, which does 30%. It blocks 30% more damage if you do a timed attack, and it staggers opponents in melee range. So that's really important. So this perk is more about unlocking timed block than it is about that 10% damage reduction there. One-handed, of course, the more quickly we can dispatch our enemies, the better off we'll be, the less damage that we'll take because the enemy is not going to be alive to hurt us. Sometimes the best defense is a good offense, right? And 50% damage, I think it was 25% for the first rank, so another quarter damage boost is great. Very tempted with that one. And then, of course, we also have Restoration and Illusion. Restoration is great for almost every combat-centric character build. The Ordinator Restoration tree is very powerful. It's really awesome. So that's something we'll be spending more time in. For the moment, though, we're relying more heavily on potions to keep us alive. So maybe we'll revisit that at some point. And then finally, Illusion here. We can make our Fury spell more effective and last longer. I'm going to think about that for a second. We're going to have more perks more perk points to take here in just a moment. Let's see where we want to focus our next training round in, though. We have 5 more points in training since we've leveled up. We are at heavy armor level 20. One-handed is at 27, so that's pretty good comparatively. Block is at 22. Restoration and illusion I'm a little less concerned about because those aren't really helping keep us alive at the moment. Those are more supplemental skills. So I think what I want to do is maybe take 3 more levels in heavy armor and then another 2 in block. Spread the love a little bit. And that'll give us another level up, and then we're going to start getting to the point where we're running out of money for training, but that's okay.
Thinking I need to train some more.
Good call, actually. That's why I'm here.
I'll show you what I can about protecting yourself.
Luckily, at this level, training is pretty cheap. But you can almost see how BGS decided to balance the economy the way that they did. There are certain things that are very expensive, so while many times you end up with a lot more gold than you know what to do with, if you're spending it on training and crafting supplies, you end up with not a whole lot of gold in your coin purse. I think if you're playing the game the way BGS intended, which is kind of counterintuitive because they intend you to play the game however you want, and more of the long-term players of this game tend to be more role-playing and narrative/character-centric. So maybe you don't do a whole lot of training, and that's fine. But if you're looking for something to spend your money on, that is definitely a good one. Okay, Nyata, where'd you go? She's probably outside again. She's usually hanging out right outside the barracks here, but in this case, not so much. She might be at the tables here, around the fire pit. Yep, there she is. Dark in here.
If the Circle vouches for you, I'm sworn to respect their judgment. But that doesn't
I think when I do redo my load order, I'm going to move away from relighting Skyrim and do ELFX instead, and then I'm not sure about ELE. But
I can. It might save your life.
also look at different EMBs that kind of brighten it up a little bit, because while this lighting is realistic, oh my gosh.
I've heard you may actually be strong out with it.
Shadows really really got to her there. Okay, we have another level up now. But yeah, the way the lighting I'm running now looks great. It's really realistic. It's immersive, and it's beautiful, but it's really hard to see in most situations, which is kind of by design, but it's also a pain in the ass. I don't know if I want to deal with it again. Okay, another level up here. More stamina or more health? I'm gonna circle back to health at this one, because you know that determines how long we can stay alive, and that's the name of the game right now. Okay, now we have 2 perks, which means I can do timed blocking, and I think that's where I want to go. The timed blocking mechanic is one of my favorite additions to the whole Skyrim overhaul. With Wildcat and Ordinator, timed blocking becomes a major mechanic. It adds some finesse to some otherwise rudimentary melee combat, and it's quite powerful. So it rewards you for being quick on your feet. speaking of economics, I use trade and barter and trade routes. Interesting. I'll have to look into that. I hardly spend any money on training. Yeah, I think most people don't. But I think that's probably why a lot of people end up with so much money, is they're not spending their money on things that BGS intended them to. Not saying that it's wrong, obviously, that you're not spending money on training, but I think there are more things that they thought players would be spending money on that they ended up not. And that's sort of the nature of the beast with the Elder Scrolls games and BGS games in general, is that you get a lot of really good equipment just from playing the game. Seeing as how you can loot anything that any enemy has equipped. Okay, now we find ourselves with much less money. We do have more training that we can do, but we need more money, so let's hit up the vendors. I know this has been a riveting episode so far with all the training and the selling off of things, but it's what we're stuck with right now. Do we have anything? I don't think we have anything that we can sell to a blacksmith at the moment. I would like to get a new sword and a new helmet. Those might come via random loot.
Take a good look. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for.
At some point, though, so it's not a huge priority.
Look rather pale. Could be ataxia. It's quite a problem back home in Cyrodiil.
Yeah, Gale, and if you're not looting everything, which is a very strong roleplay mechanic, is choosing exactly what you want to loot for a very particular reason, or for very particular reasons, then the economy isn't going to get so out of hand either, because you're not tapping out every vendor every time you go back to town with stuff you want to sell.
Take a look.
In a permadeath run, I got to game the system a little bit more, so I am doing the typical loot everything, sell everything type stuff. We don't need all the booze we are carrying. Definitely not going to drink the mead again. That was a bad idea. We'll keep the fancy Alto Noir stuff and maybe one... No, we already have a backup village wine there. Let's see if we can sell off some of this poison that we're not going to use. The fortified pickpocket for sure we're not going to use. Fortified destruction we might make use of at some point if we're going to use that scroll of fireball. Okay, now our coin purse is feeling a little heavier. That's good.
Foolish old woman. You know nothing. Nothing of our struggles, our suffering.
Got something for just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any questions.
Just try not to loot all the plants if you're used to doing alchemy.
You
Yeah.
can buy one of your relatives if you're looking to sell.
I've played, obviously I played the alchemy-centric character in the Chemical Whispers series. And
Trinkets, odds and
that
ends, that sort of
trained reflex of picking every single alchemical ingredient that you see on the road is a strong learned reflex. It's really hard to train that out of your system if then, you have to do a green pact character that is not supposed to do that. So I feel your pain on that one. Habits can be strong, for sure. I'm running knock to tip here. I don't think... Well, I can do some bolt crafting. So we'll keep the bolt knocks. The bowstringers, I don't think are going to help. I'll keep those just in case, though. The flawless emerald we can definitely sell. Leather twine, we'll keep those too. It looks like we do have some stuff that we're gonna drop off. We're not gonna use the lockpicks. We have our steel maul for that one. Okay, let's go now switch our priority from training to getting that crossbow crafted for us. We're going to be using honed metal for that because I don't think we have the proper the proper perks for crafting this crossbow ourselves. And I don't really want to invest the perks in smithing at this point.
And go back the way you came.
We're causing no trouble. All we ask is to look for her.
I don't care what you're doing. After what happened, you're lucky I don't toss you in jail.
Yes.
Now get lost.
We will be back.
I didn't realize how ingrained the need to pick every flower along the road had become. Yeah, for sure.
We're looking for someone in Whiterun.
Runs deep.
Good money for information.
That's what companions are for. Zora was far stronger than Tariel, and Zora carried a lot of gear
A
around.
woman, a foreigner in these lands.
Yep.
Redguard, like us. She's likely.
That's one of the major improvements. There are a ton of major improvements between Oblivion and Skyrim. It took some steps back in some people's opinions too, but the follower system was greatly improved from Oblivion to Skyrim, in my opinion. They become much more useful. And available. There are very few that you could even get in Oblivion.
It's none of your concern. All you need to know is that we're paying for information. If that doesn't interest you, feel free to walk away. If you locate,
Okay, so that's
find us in
another option for a to-do here. Oh, there she is. Okay. Adrian is going to be cheaper to have her craft something than Yorland at this point. Eorland. And yeah, I have no crossbows available to me right now. So I do not have the requisite perks for it. We do have the book in our inventory here. Oh, those need ebony. We might need Eorland to craft this for us, and it's going to be... Okay, it needs to have the Skyforge too, so it needs the crafting manual, Skyforge. Crossbow and bolts can only be crafted at the Skyforge. Okay, so let's see if we do actually have access to that then. But the ebony ingots, those are going to be expensive.
They say Helgen got hit by a dragon. One of those horrors comes here. We'll be ready.
I don't even think I had a companion in Oblivion apart from that annoying fan guy. The adoring fan. Until he jumped off a cliff. Jumped or was pushed off the cliff there, Haggis. I think he still even comes back after that.
Got a lot of steel to shape.
I guess it depends on how far he falls. You can't kill the adoring fan, right? I believe I do remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Hunterborn and CACO do help a lot for a Green Pact character. As does some knowledge of the creation kit, so you can get the Bosmer armor without having to use hanging moss to craft it. Which always was a kind of a facepalm for me. Okay. Still no crossbow available, so we don't have the perks for it. The crafting manual does not say what perk you need, but let's see if Yorling can craft it for us.
Yes.
By Azura, by Azura, by Azura. Indeed. Oh, he's got a lot available. I got a lot of weapons mods, so we're going to be scrolling for a little bit here. Ah, here we go. He does have a regular crossbow and a dwarven crossbow, but not the companion's crossbow. Let me just read that.
I ain't much for talking.
I did get this working with
Yes.
Alcanul at one point. I had the Thieves Guild crossbow crafted for me, but that did not require the Skyforge, so maybe that's the issue here. Okay, well, let's just get the regular crossbow then. That's fine for me. It's probably a little cheaper here too. Strange that Adrian doesn't have access to this. It'll be cheaper if I can get Adrian to do it. Let's go do that. Yeah, recipe for the normal Bosmer hood has 2 hanging moss. It's really bizarre. I can see what they were going for there, you know, trying to use woodland materials to craft these Bosmer outfits, but it's like they either forgot or didn't even consider the Green Pact when coming up with the ingredients for those things. They're great armor sets. I like them a lot, but it's fairly simple to get into the creation kit and just remove those ingredients from the crafting recipe there.
More inside. Well, if you say so.
Okay, we do have the regular crossbow for her. Okay. Let's go ahead and order up a crossbow then. Just a regular one. I don't think we need a dwarven one. Although the dwarven one doesn't seem that expensive. She is going to mark it up heavily for the labor and materials there. So let's just go with the steel one for now. That'll keep us going for a while, I think. Okay. Crossbow ordered. Excellent, excellent. And we still have our travel lantern equipped. Sometimes honed metal will unequip that, so I just gotta make sure that that's still usable. Okay, how we doing here? We still do have that Forgotten Magic Tome that we can sell for a few more gold. We have some crafting materials we can drop off at Ryek's End. Encumbrance is okay. Let's go ahead and sell off that tome to Bellathor, and let's discuss what we're going to do next. Prepare for battle, so to speak.
Let me know if you see anything you like.
SSE edit, I don't know as much about, Haster. I would imagine you can, but I am not as well versed in SSE edit as I am the creation kit.
You just let me know what you need. I am at your beck and call.
It definitely would be less of a hassle to do it through SSE edit. It's a lot quicker and easier to load mods in SSE edit, and it's easier to see records that way. I just don't know how well it does, how easily you can actually edit the records there. I've you know, beyond copying and merging records from conflicting mods,
Some may call this
or just outright
junk.
deleting records
I
from
call them
mods.
treasures.
That's pretty much all I've done with SSE edit. That's one thing I'd like to learn more about in my modding endeavors is SSE edit. It's a powerful tool that can do a lot, and it can be a lot more convenient than the creation kit, but as long as I'm comfortable with the creation kit, the need for SSE edit is reduced, if that makes sense. Yes, need to go fishing. Go fishing for the knowledge. Let's see. Okay, so I think, you know, beyond just dropping some stuff off at Ryek's, let's discuss our next moves here. Green Spring Hollow sounds far away. Let's see where that is. This is the extermination contract that we've gotten from Ayla. Okay. I believe this to be a wolf den, which isn't too bad. It's right on the water there, so we might encounter some more mud crabs, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I think we have the armor rating to take another hit if we need to at this point. and they're slow enough that I can let Gore engage before we run in. We've learned from our mistakes there. I am less hesitant to face them now that I'm prepared. So that is a good option right there. It's a bit of a hike out there. The other thing we have on our plate is killing the bandit leader at Valvetime Towers. This is going to be a little tougher. We do have some funnel points here and some staircases and stuff that we can manipulate to stay away from enemies, but there is that bandit chief there that is going to be a pain in the codpiece. So I'm leaning more toward the extermination job over here. That should just be wolves. There might be several of them, but I would rather face several wolves than a bandit chief and his minions. Among which there could be some bandit outlaws in there too at this level. So I think the safe bet is doing Ayla's job here. That will also continue the that will also move along the companions quest line. Give us more options there. Okay, so let's go ahead and make a quick stop back at Ryek's End to drop off some of these crafting materials. And then we'll go do the extermination job. Oh, is there a saber cat there? That might change things. We'll just have to be very, very careful. There are also saber cats out in the tundra as well. We are also very low level. So if that is a leveled enemy at all, then we're probably going to have the wolves spawn there. Okay, well, we'll take it slow. We're not going to run in. We'll keep our distance, and we will try to scout the situation as best we can. If we get to a point where we can see that it is a saber cat, we will rethink our situation. We're also fairly close to level 5 here too, so if we can do some leveling up, I think we're very close to leveling up heavy armor again. If we can increase some skills on the way, we'll have the level up to fall back on. Now, saber cats do hit really, really, really hard. So it's very likely that they will one-shot us. So the level up there may not actually save us in that case. We did sell off all our poisons. I know saber cats are weak to poison. We also have no ranged option other than our Fury spell. And saber cats usually are alone. They hunt by themselves. Every once in a while there is a wolf or two that they are allied with. For some reason. I don't know why that makes sense, but that's just the way the game does it. So that's something that we're going to have to consider. I would actually rather face a bandit chief at Valvetime Towers than I would a saber cat out in the open. Now there is a random encounter over here. These look like the Merry Revelers. Yeah, okay. We've encountered the Merry Revelers before, and I think they gave us some of that mead, and that's when we decided that we did not like mead.
Hail, friend. It's good to see another merry soul enjoying this fine day. Ah, but you look tired. Come, share a bottle of honey brew mead with me.
Even in real life, sometimes lions will eat the remains left by a hyena kill. Yeah. Oh, so they do have a sort of symbiotic relationship then. That makes a certain amount of sense. Honey brew mead?
You've never had a taste of sweet honey brew? Why, it's only the finest mead outside of Sovngarde. Its sweetness is like a fair maiden's kiss.
I don't think Cedrin likes sweetness in his alcohol. He's more of a wine guy. He'll have ale from time to time. But the mead that he drank he thought was quite nasty. Even nastickety, he would go so far as to say. Alright, sure, I'll share a drink with you.
Nothing like buying spirits to help raise your... well, your spirits.
But
Cheers,
it's
my
going to be
friend.
wine. I'm not going to
May
drink
your
the mead with you.
adventures find you fame and fortune.
We'll go for the village stuff that we've already cracked into. We'll keep the Alto Noir sealed for a nicer occasion, I suppose. He dislikes mead. Heretic. He's a Breton. He's accustomed to wine. He's accustomed to more delicate spirits than a heavily sweet mead. Oh, thank you to EJ for creating such wonderful content for me to enjoy all the time. Not a problem at all for the shoutouts. I feel like I could do an entire stream just talking about EJ's episodes. Okay, let's drop off some of the crafting material here. And the torches we can give to Gore. He tends to light the way for us sometimes in dark areas, which is good. Oh shoot, we do need to get our water skins filled too. Okay, we can do that right outside Ryex. Our gold is looking good again. We're ready to train at some point. I just want to make sure I have money for the crossbow when that comes back around. That will make some of these jobs a lot easier, especially if we can initiate aggro from a distance for some of these enemies. That will allow Gore to get a head start on engaging with the enemy before they get to us. Oh, it got foggy in the few seconds that I was in there. Okay. Alright, so on the road can be a dangerous place with the random encounter mod that I am running. So we're going to have to stay vigilant, which is definitely harder when the fog is this thick and you can't really see. Well, that guy's really lingering around. That merry reveler got a little too merry, I think. Okay, so basically we are headed to Dustman's Cairn. So we need to follow this road west. And then we are going to take the fork to the right, or northward. Oh, is that courier for us? That's just some other dude. Oh no, that's one of the revelers. Nice, I've never seen him this far away from his group before. Apparently they do have lives outside of reveling out in the wilderness. The more the merrier is not always the case, yeah. He lost his fellow revelers. Maybe he was the one guy out of the bunch that preferred Blackbriar to Hunting Brew. And they decided to ostracize him. Yeah, there was a wee bit, I think I'm channeling Haggis here. I do have a lot of Scottish heritage in my DNA. There is a little bit of pop in here. I wonder if I do have something going on with my Dindalod. Might be time to redo those. Yeah, it could be taking some time to stock up on some meat. Now, there are some encounter areas over here that we're going to have to
I'm hungry.
be watchful for, but we do at least have the guards over here in the watchtower to help us out if we do encounter something that's a little too big for our britches. Okay, we have some deer or elk over there. And they don't seem too bothered by anything. We do have an Imperial patrol here, although they are escorting a prisoner, it looks like, probably back to Solitude or Dragon Bridge. Or maybe even the Thalmor Embassy. Alright, there's a dude hanging out over there, which I don't like the looks of. That might be Maik now that I'm seeing him. Squint at him a little bit here. Does indeed look like that might be Maik, but no, he's dressed like Maik, but he's not. Okay, this might be the traveling vendor for Forgotten Magic. And if that's the case, all of his spells are going to be very expensive.
Well, hello. Take a look.
But we'll take a look anyway. Yeah. Too rich for our blood at this point. Not anything from our schools of magic anyway, so. Make Finaster happy. Pick some flowers. Okay, now there are some mud crabs over here close to this bridge, as well as some wolves in this area. We're going to steer clear of Fort Greymore over here because of the bandits. We don't want to bite off more than we can chew, because we will definitely choke to death on it, and that will be the end of Cedron. Okay, who is this? Is this a Thalmor patrol? Looks like it. Okay, I don't think that we have any beef with the Thalmor at this point. Not that they were friendly with them, but oh, they're looking at me. They see me. They don't seem too interested in actually attacking me, though, so that's good. Okay, now let's stick to the road. Simpa, still alive. Yes, I am. Good to see you, friend. We haven't really gotten ourselves into too much trouble yet, although I am seeing a mud crab. Dare I? That mud crab looks like he may have taken on a couple wolves there. And he's got a friend, so we're going to leave them be. Well, actually, I might be able to fury them. And I have a height advantage here, so they're going to have to come a long way to get to me if they want to take me on. And it looks like they're also compromised. So let's level up some illusion here. And Gore has taken care of the mud crab for me. Alright, I don't see any more dudes over there, so we can go loot. I think mainly I want, maybe I'll do another mud crab leg or two. I know I can cook up their claws too, but those tend to be very heavy. Maybe I will just take one. Yeah, Simpa, we haven't gotten ourselves into too much trouble yet. Mostly just training up some heavy armor skills, a little bit of block, and selling off some stuff in Whiterun. We did make it to Whiterun. We joined the companions, and now we are on an extermination job for Ayla. And there seems to be some debate whether or not Green Spring Hollow is going to have wolves in it or a saber cat. So we're going to try to keep our distance and scout the situation as best as possible. If it's a saber cat, I really don't think we're going to engage on our own volition. If it's wolves, I think we can handle it. Okay, these look like traveling merchants. They do not pose a threat. Yeah, we were talking about backlogs and Resident Evil 7 and how much I'm enjoying that and how abundantly terrifying it is. And after that, I'm going to move on to Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, which I've had on my backlog for quite some time and have been excited to play it. I think, Simba, you said you were going to play it at some point soon? Did you end up getting back to that game? And if so, how did you like it? Okay, there's a wolf right over there. Let's take the initiative against the wolf here. There's another wolf out in the background over there. This one I'm more concerned with. It looks like he was trying to hunt those deer. He is waiting in the bushes. There he is. Oh, crap. Okay. Shoot, I didn't have my shield ready. That was stupid on my part. And there goes a saber cat. Okay. Okay. Lack of preparation on my part. Okay, Gore, be ready for that. Oh, yep, he's coming at us. My worry here is that the ritual stone is still picking up dead wolves. And if there are wolves that I'm fighting and it spawns wolves, then those summoned wolves are going to be aggressive toward me. Which is usually not that big of an issue right now with the armor that we're wearing. Oh, jeez. This is getting to be a hairy situation here. Wolves I can deal with, but several wolves plus a saber cat is a bit more than we can handle. That is a fox. We can take his pelt. Okay, Gore has taken care of that wolf. We have mammoths coming up over here. Alright, I'm getting scared, guys. I'm getting a little stressed. Let's see. I think Haster was right. That was probably the saber cat. I kind of wonder if we can get the saber cat to engage with us and then we can run back to the mammoths. Hellblade so-so. Audio is fantastic. In a labyrinth of sorts. Puzzles and the slow jog simulator that make up the majority of the game ruins the entire experience, though, destroys immersion. The mental illness they want to depict and brings the game down immensely. Ooh, okay. Some pretty heavy criticisms there. But it's a shorter experience, though, right? So it's not a huge time commitment, one way or the other. Still something I want to experience. Very mindful of mud crabs over here. Yeah, I think this is a little above our pay grade at this point. The thing about the saber cat is I might be able to get him to engage with gore. And if that's the case, it's fine, but they are really strong in terms of attack damage, so I don't want to get to a point where this run is going to end all of a sudden with one hit. I do think that I can go up here to this, I forget what it's called. We can get the map marker up here for Dustman's Cairn, but then there's this crypt area with skeletons up here that I'm sure that we can handle while we're here. Also, it's permadeath after a certain point. Okay. So there is a bit of a challenge involved in it as well. Okay. So we've already triggered aggression from the skeletons here. I don't think we're going to be able to use Fury on these guys. It doesn't work on Undead at this point. We do not have the perk for that. Let's try to stay out of the line of sight of the archer there. That guy's going to pose more of a threat than this one. Gore, where are you? What are you doing? Help me out now. There he is. And we got our level up. And I think that there is a Draugr spawn over here too that we have to be prepared for. One Draugr we can handle though. I used to run immersive creatures back on LE, and that makes skeletons much more of an issue. Looked like we had some buffering there, but I think we're back to good now, right? Restless Draugr. Dash him out of his spell. That makes skeletons much more of an issue because they have a fairly high percentage chance of resurrecting. So you're killing them, and then when you go engage with another one, the last one that you just killed resurrects itself and comes back after you again. Pretty tricky, pretty tricky. No buffering? Okay, good. I was getting a little bit of a blip in the connection there, but it looks like it just, the bit rate just maybe fell a little bit, but not enough to actually hurt anything. Good, good. I'll continue to keep an eye on it here. Although, my connection monitor has moved off the screen, so I'm just going to go over there and move that back. Alright, good to go. Back to excellent connection there. There we go. Okay. So we're going to save that saber cat. That's kind of a bummer. They usually at such a low level, they'll give you wolves to do. Every once in a while, I've had it to where, like, somebody's small house, like Sven's house in Riverwood, had been infested with, like, a saber cat or something. So as soon as you go in the... Oh, it does say saber cat right there, doesn't it? Crap. Should have known better. So yeah, as soon as you spawn into the small space there, you just start getting attacked ruthlessly by the saber cat that's in there in that small little space, and it gets a little ridiculous. Okay, so the companion's quest line is going to be on hold for a little bit. I would at least like to get the crossbow before we try to take on the Sabercat. So let's go see what we can do with Valvetime Towers. You know, I might go find Amryn too. If he gives us something like Redoran's Retreat or White River Watch, that will be a little easier to deal with than Valvetime Towers. Valvetime, I've had enough practice with it, and it does have the geometry to exploit in certain situations. But there are bandit outlaws mixed in with regular bandits, and of course the bandit chief. Okay, I know. These are the rogue wizards there that are trying to hold people up for money. Actually, I know better. They won't fight me.
Hey, you, ignorant dog. Give me your stuff, or I'll roast
All right,
you
William,
alive.
enjoy your meal. Back off now, before you beg me for mercy.
I'm sorry. I don't
Oh,
want
we had
to
the speech check
deal with
there.
it. I
Nice.
can do this. I need to get them supplies, you see. So please don't kill us.
That's right. It must have been the horns on the helmet that were intimidating. Or it could have been the fact that the Whiterun guard was right there and they didn't want my bluster attracting their attention.
I don't get how military men can fight in these forts. You need open space to swing a warhammer.
Well, not everybody uses a warhammer there, Gore. Yeah, just a little bit of pop in there. Although the distant objects do look good. I think I might be having issues with Untitled. I think it's time to regenerate those. Nothing game-breaking, of course, just slightly annoying. That and the distant waters look pretty puke-worthy. Okay, Amryn, my man. Give me something good here. It's also getting a bit late in the afternoon, too. We've been doing all this training and shopping and selling and traveling that we really haven't gotten ourselves into a situation where we're going to die, but it's also been pretty boring, I would say. Of course, we're going to make it through day 2 if we don't fight anything, right? Yeah, White River Watch, I think, is where I have it spawn more times than not. And if that's the case, we can definitely take on White River Watch. I feel fairly comfortable. Well, not, I wouldn't go as far as to say it, I feel comfortable doing it at a Permadeath run, but it's at least something that's accessible. It's something that we can tackle.
I can't stop now, and I can't get the sword on my own.
So you're willing to starve your wife and daughter to reclaim some rusty old sword?
I just need to hire 1, maybe 2 good men. You won't starve.
I'll put it plainly. You can claim your sword, or you can keep your wife. If you set foot outside that gate, I won't be here when you return.
Saphir!
Yeah, Redoran's Retreat is the other one that I see it at, too, sometimes.
You tried mercenary work?
I've also had it pop up at Valvetime Towers, too, so that could be 2 birds, 1 stone for us.
My Saphir doesn't like that I've been spending so much time looking for my father's old sword. He fed his entire family with the gold he made using that weapon. I'm not about to let it gather dust in some thief's trophy room.
Okay. Can I help you finding that sword?
I tracked it to a group of bandits nearby. But I'm no fool. I'd need the Whiterun guards or maybe hire the companions to get it.
I don't know why I'm asking
saying
this.
But if you find it out in your travels, I'd be grateful to you.
Okay. And where are we going here? Sorry, I had a text come through from my wife that I missed it. White River Watch. There we go. Okay. That's what we're doing. And that's close enough that we can tackle that before we have to get a room for the night and get some rest. Let's go do that. I feel more comfortable with a bandit den than I do with a single saber cat at this point, to be honest. Okay. Let's go do this. Now, there is either a wolf or a skeever right on the other side of the bridge leading to White River Watch, so we gotta watch out for that. If it's a wolf, we have to also be aware of our ritual stone wolves attacking us, which is going to be a major pain in the butt for a couple levels, I feel like. Yeah, Haster, I would blame you. Except that it says right in the description to clear out the saber cat in Whiterun. So I more blame myself for not seeing the notification. So you're off the hook this time, buddy. But watch it. Okay. So this is going to get a little... Who is this? That's the Denatro? Yeah. He's just the traveling merchant. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit tricky. There's an archer... Okay, well, just like Gore says, don't think too far ahead. Concentrate on what's right in front of you. And that is either the wolf or the skeever. If it's the wolf, we're going to have the ritual wolves to deal with too. So, let's get ready there. And then we'll deal with the White River Watch folks. Where are you? Ah, skeever. Okay. Come get some. Timed block for the win. Okay, so now we can discuss tactics for White River Watch. Are those more merry revelers over there? Looks like it is. Is it like a holiday? Or something? Who knows? 3-day weekend, probably. No, it's only Thursday. Maybe they got Friday off. Okay, so we have an archer that sits up on a perch up there. And then we have a melee guy. The melee guy is going to charge us pretty much immediately, so I don't know that Fury is going to work too well anyway. There is a chance that we might be able to flank the archer over here. But the terrain makes it hard to get a clean shot. I think what we're going to try to do is get the melee guy engaged, and we're going to put the rocky outcrops in between us and the archer. And we'll be able to divide and conquer that way. Once the melee guy is out of the way, approaching the archer is going to be a simpler task. We also do have to watch out for bear traps around here. We're not fighting wolves, so that wolf should be on our side. Here he is. Okay. Let's drag him over here. Okay, he bashed us, but it didn't do any damage. That armor rating and the heavy armor training is really paying off. Okay, now time to take on the archer. Keep the shield up. Ooh, that went right around the shield. That one didn't.
Stand still.
Okay. How did we end up... Oh, that arrow went through us. Okay. That makes more sense. Looks like it got caught in the chainmail webbing underneath the metal of the helm itself. Alright, well done, well done. See what we got in the chest here. We're going to use our steel maul to bash this thing open. Some gold and a soul gem that we can sell. Excellent. Okay, time to take on the rest. Go ahead and put our lantern on here because the cave might be dark.
Who's there? Rodolphe? That you?
Yeah.
Boss was looking for you, said he'd be up at the summit. Better not keep him waiting.
Okay, so there's not much honor for a knight in slaughtering a blind guy that thinks you're somebody else. But the name of the game is staying alive here, and if we tipped him off as to who we were and what we were doing here, he was going to alert the rest of the gang. So, in order not to be flanked, we're gonna have to take him out. Sorry. Cedrin does not feel good about that. In a non-permadeath run, we probably would have handled that in a different way, but this is about survival. And that is the long and short of it, unfortunately. Okay. Now, I'm going to approach slowly here and see if I can fury this mage. I missed. And I got Ulfr. Great. Well, that didn't do too well. That did not go the way I wanted it to. Get some space here. Okay, Gore took care of the mage. Alright. We were able to funnel them through here. Got a bit of a Thermopylae situation going. Ooh, a sweet roll. We'll take that. And that should be all three of them in this area now. Divine Armor. We can definitely... Oh, this would fit really well with the whole Paladin thing, but it's an alteration spell. I don't know. I'll think about it. The fur armors sell well. Imp stools are great for alchemy characters. They have a lot of very useful properties, but now we're just picking them to make Finaster happy. Alright, sometimes there's a dude up there, but I think we drew him down already, so I think we're good there. I would like Gore to make his way back up, thank you. Map markers for standing stones, yes please. That is helpful for both racial bonuses and favor with Finaster, so we're going to take that. And the alchemist notes here we can sell to Arcadia. I think she would be happy to have that. Okay, now if we go slow here and avoid detection, we might be able to fury some folks up here. Now we have to be very careful about the archers up on the landings up above there.
Dogs I could train, but a half-starved wolf, not a chance.
There he is. Now hopefully this does not miss this time. There we go.
You picked a bad time to get lost, friend.
Oh, he's coming after me. I really want to get some light. There we go. Alright.
This is a surprise.
Thank you, Gore. Now there is one more archer up there. Take a shield to the face. Okay, that went well. Now, Hadjavar Ironhand over here is the boss of White River Watch, and he is one tough cookie. He has those enchanted gauntlets that fortify his two-handed skill. He also has some kind of leveled two-handed weapon. He does a ton of damage, even through a timed block on our steel shield with all of our armor rating. I think that he could easily take half our life through the shield, through a timed block, and through all of our armor with one regular attack, one non-power attack. Alright, you're better off in there, Mr. Wolf. Do not want to deal with you unless I have to. Iron helmet we can sell. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. Okay, we gotta focus here. We're going to try to keep him in stun lock. We're going to try to bash him out of any attack that he does because, like I said, a timed block on a regular attack is going to hurt. Here's where a crossbow would come in handy. Okay, let's see if we can use the terrain here to our advantage and get him to go after some ritual guys. See? One-shot kills on all of these ritual guys. This guy is a beast. Why are you coming after me? I pose no threat. Gore, get in there, you puss.
Split your belly like an old woman's fur.
Oh, jeez. Okay, that was tense. Okay, gonna take your armor. Ooh, I like that cloak. Keeping that for myself. And here are the Iron Hand gauntlets.
Palmer make for easy targets. You can't
A little bit of
swing
a
at them because they're too low to the ground.
animation
But you
glitch
can
there.
make like a blacksmith and hammer them.
R.I.P. Ulfer. Yeah. I do feel bad about that. Okay, here's Amron's sword. Zenithar, this could help. I'm going to keep that. Fallis Sylvain's Orcish Warhammer. Okay, I think this is a notice board item. Check a notice board for Fallis Sylvain's Orcish Warhammer. Yeah. And resist magic. A shield of resist magic. This is nice. It's light armor, so we're not really spec'd to use it, but in the case where we are fighting magic users, we might actually switch to that. We're going to need armor less in that case, and magic resistance more, so we might keep that in our inventory. I might put that in the favorites menu just so I can switch out to it if we encounter a magic user that we need to take care of. Okay. What time is it? 5:03 p.m. and I think we have a level up. We have some stuff to sell, we can do some training, and then we can get prepped for Valvetime Towers. I would still rather take on the bandits at Valvetime than... Looks like we still have some animation issues going on here too. Get that fixed. That looks better. Okay. So yeah, that's our game plan. My pits are a bit moist. I wasn't feeling too bad about the encounter with Hadjvar until I saw how quickly he was cutting through all of the ritual minions. He was just one-shotting everybody. That was ridiculous. It now occurs to me that that great mace that he was wielding would work really well with Gore. But Gore seems happy with his whatever it is he's wielding right now. Just an iron warhammer. Okay. The steel war mace probably would have been a slight upgrade, but not that much. Okay, looks like Maik is over there in that random encounter area, so we're not going to worry about that. And I think we can relax and have a nice stroll back up to Whiterun. Haster says he was born on a Saturday. Okay, I think that was referring to, is today a holiday? I meant more in the game. If it were a holiday because of all the merry revelers, but they might be celebrating your birthday, Haster. I don't know how legendary you are in the circles of merry revelers in Tamriel, but certainly a possibility. Well done, young paladin. Yes, thank you. You can always break that shield down for the enchantment. Yeah, I plan on doing that at some point. Generally at early levels on high difficulty levels, and especially in a permadeath run, keeping the item for the enchantment makes a bit more tactical sense, at least until you get to a point where breaking down that item for the enchantment itself, because you can craft a more powerful one, or you have a more useful one that you've already found is a better tactical decision. That might give us about a level and a half in enchanting for breaking that down at this point. But I think I would rather have the 10% magic resistance or access to it to keep it around for a while. And a hide shield is not all that costly for encumbrance. Yeah, only 4 weight. So that's good to have in your back pocket in case you need a little extra magic resistance. Just another tactical option that you can have strapped to your utility belt there. Okay, so here's the plan. We're going to rest for the night. We're going to get some food, some drink. We're going to sell off all our stuff, and we're going to train. I'm going to do it all as quickly as possible, and then we'll take on Valvetime Towers, and I think that's where we'll end the stream. If we die in Valvetime, we die in Valvetime, and that will be the end of the stream. If we succeed, we will get to the end of it, and that's where I'll cut the stream as well. We've been going for about 2 hours and 10 minutes at this point. Well, exactly 2 hours and 10 minutes. That's funny. So that's pretty strong, I think.
Yeah.
Let's get this stuff sold off.
Welcome to War Maidens. Take a look.
I do also want to take a peek at Farengar's spell inventory as well. There might be something in there that we can make use of. give it the once over. I think we're good.
Good doing business with you.
Arcadia, I think I tapped her out already. Bellathor still has some leeway, so I think we can sell off some... Don't know if we have any gems
Well met, traveler.
to sell him, but we can definitely sell him the ingredients and poisons and stuff that we picked up that we're not going to use.
Let me know. I might have it stored. Everything's for sale, my friend. Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
Oh, I should be using the amulet. Let's put that on. Let's not forget to use that.
Buy one of your... Take a look.
I do want to switch out this cloak into that fur cloak there, so we'll keep that. We do have a poison damage there. Fortify light armor we're never going to use. Everything else we can use there. The scrolls, yes, we're going to need to keep an eye on those. Those can be useful. Sell off the booze we're not going to use. Okay. Good to go.
Remember, I'll
take off this ridiculous helmet.
Best deals or die.
Okay, this cloak clips a little bit with the backpack that we're wearing, but we're gonna have the shield up anyway for most of the part, for the most part. So, not gonna worry about it too much. Okay, Farengar is the next stop, and then we're going to get trained up, get some rest. Oh, Amryn, I got your sword.
Sometimes I miss the soldier's life, but when I hold my daughter... You found it!
We'll get some one-handed and block
Father had a favorite
skill
sword
training
and
here,
shield technique.
which is always
Let me
helpful.
teach it to you in honor of his memory. Right then.
And the 8 became 9. You walked among us, great cow.
I would like to have some kind of like courage spell or something that I can use in the illusion skill to buff up Gore a little bit. And I'm kind of considering taking away his bow, so that it forces him into melee combat. But if we get attacked by dragons at some point, he's going to need a ranged option.
It seems this damnable conflict has claimed everyone's passions of late. So, you wish to master the arcane arts?
The divine armor. This would fit perfectly with our play type, but I've committed to illusion and restoration, so that's an alteration spell. Ooh, he can't even afford it yet. Okay. He will be able to afford it if we buy something here. Let's sort by value here. Increases your magicka generation by 10% for 40 seconds and grants you one of 3 powerful effects at random. This would be good to hook up to Okado's Recital. This is a spell from Arcanum. If you're not running Arcanum, I highly recommend it. It adds some very, very interesting spells that really break the mold of a lot of other spell mods. It has some really interesting spells, very unique spells. A lot of them have trade-offs as well. So you pay for the powerful effect that it grants you in other ways. Rapturous Trance. Continuously concentrate on a unit to enrapture them, calming them for 60 seconds regardless of level after a channel time. The amount of time required is equal to 25% of the target's level plus 5 seconds. This is going to be more useful at lower levels because it requires less of a concentration time. So calm is definitely good for that. We're going to have to hold it on him for a few seconds. I don't know if we have the magicka pool to support that, but hey, the spell is cheap, so we'll give it a shot. Grisly Spectacle. Creatures and people within 25 feet flee up to level up to 25 feet up to level 50. Flee from combat for 30 seconds, but you lose 40% of your current health. This is more of like a last-ditch effort. This is what I'm talking about. You pay for a powerful effect in other ways. So you cast Fear on enemies up to level 50, which is incredibly powerful at low level. But you lose 40% of your health. So if you're in a situation where you need to get away, this is your guy. I'm taking that. For 10 seconds, whenever the target casts a spell, they take between 5 and 30 magical damage based on their level. That sounds pretty useful. It's not a whole lot of damage. They have to cast a lot of spells for that to be super meaningful. And if I am in a situation where I can land a spell, an illusion spell, on a magic casting enemy, I think I would want it to be Fury other than this. So I'm going to leave that be. Atonement. You lose 30% of your current health and your armor is increased by 40 for 30 seconds. During that time, whenever an enemy strikes you, they take damage over time based on your missing health. That sounds powerful, but if I lose 30% of my current health, even with the increased armor, I'm going to be in dire straits, so I'm going to avoid that. There's another calm spell, but we do have a calm spell already. The Rapturous Trance guy there. Clairvoyance, I believe we have already. Some Conjuration. Courage, this is the one I'm looking for. So targets won't flee for 180 seconds, receive 25 extra health and stamina. So we can use this to buff Gore up before battle. And I, in fact, probably just randomly cast it on him to buff up our illusion skill there too. This is also cool. I've been using this on another profile. Divine Pardon. For 60 seconds, you're healed for 2 points per second. If you fall below 30% max health, while wearing an Amulet of the Divines, you are healed 60 points, and Divine Pardon dispels. So it's a sort of weaker healing over time spell until you lose a certain amount of health. And then you are healed instantly for 60 points, which could save our bacon in many situations. So I'm going to take this as well. That is also good to cast before battle and just randomly on the road as well. Okay, I think we've spent enough money on new spells. So let's go ahead and sell him the Forgotten Magic tome that we're not going to use. And I think we're keeping everything else. All right, we're going to hit up the enchantment table.
You should join the Mages College in Wintersun.
Dispel that. And that. There we are. We're going to keep around the shield for in case we have an encounter with a magic enemy. Alright, now we just need to address training. I think we're still behind. I think we're gonna split it again between heavy armor and block, and then we'll reassess where our skill level is for one-handed. I feel like the magic training will take care of itself, and we don't really have access to any magic trainers right now anyway. Danica Pure Spring is here, but she won't train you in Restoration until you complete the Elder Gleam Sanctuary, the Gildergreen quest here to fix the tree. And that is a little above our pay grade at the moment. The other option is going to the College of Winterhold. And that's easily enough done through carriage, but once we get there, it gets a little harder to get back to Windhelm. Those roads are a little more dangerous. Okay, so let's do 3 in block and 2 in heavy armor this time. Hopefully we have enough gold for
If the
that.
circle vouches for you, I'm sworn to respect their... I can. It might save your life.
We're going to be cutting it close. It's okay, though. Now, Farkas, where'd you go? Those shadows are dark, right? There he is. Oh, that's Vilkas. The twins. They look exactly the same. Let's see. Sometimes Farkas likes to hang out up against a wall somewhere. Skjor had his station, his previous station there, so... Yeah. Ayla's still waiting for us to kill that saber cat. And there's Farkas. That's Vilkas again, damn it. How'd he get in here so fast?
In your travels?
Some people don't think I'm smart. Those people get my fist. But you, I like.
Yeah, I like you too, buddy. Trade me in heavy armor.
I can about protecting yourself.
Yes, we do have just enough to finish off our training levels there. Of course, now once we level up here, we're not going to have the money to train after that, but that's all right. Let's go ahead and take that level now, shall we? Back to stamina this time. Ooh, we got 2 levels. And back to health. Okay, where are we at with our skills here? Block, 29. Heavy armor is at 28. One-handed is at 29. Okay, so those are all keeping pace with each other really well. I like that. I like to see that. Restoration is lagging behind, as is illusion. We're going to have to address that at some point. That might be a goal for next episode, is to try to shore those up a little bit. But as we start using them more with the spells that we just purchased, those might start catching up a little bit. But we now have a couple more perks that we can use. I think I would like to have some more damage output for this Valvetime Towers endeavor. Block, I think we're okay on for right now. We can do another 10% damage reduction. 10% just doesn't sound like all that much, though. I think I would rather have another 40 or another 20% on my armor rating, honestly. And the fall damage, I'm really not too worried about. Of course, now watch me die to fall damage forever. Okay. Now, speaking of those new spells, let's go ahead and learn those. We're going to have to set up hotkeys for those as well.
I've been tending
I
to
never
the
thought they
warriors
would
of
actually let me
Yorvaskar
join
for
the
as long as I
companions.
can remember.
But now it looks like they're letting
One at a
anyone
time,
these
folks.
days.
Just a cacophonous symphony of jibber jabber. Okay. Heavy armor is harder to level up than block. Yes, it is. That's a good point, too. So taking that other perk in, that second perk in heavy armor mastery does help that to level up faster as well. That is a good point there, Haggis. Yeah, you're having trouble with the keyboard today, aren't you? That's okay. Okay, our equipment is good. Okay. How are my needs doing here? Doing fine. Not quite time for bed. Let's go ahead and wait 3 hours. Wiggles fingers. Yeah, you gotta get them limbered up there. Gotta get all the ligaments and the joints in the knuckles loosened up. I think that might be a problem. And we're mildly hungry, mildly thirsty. Let's take care of that. What better way to end the day than with some cheap wine? A little bit of water so that we're not hung over. Venison steak. Ooh, we need to cook up these mud crab legs too. And the mud crab claws as well. Mud crab chitin. Looks like we might have sold that off. Whatever. Potatoes for the starch. Restore our glycogen stores. Maybe some apple pie for dessert. And that got us topped off. Very good, very good.
If I never saw dragons reach again, it'd be too soon.
Gore doesn't like it here in Whiterun. He's got some bad memories associated with it. Get 9 hours of sleep here. Sleep off the damage from the White River Watch. And then we just got to get our hotkeys set up. And we'll go try to tackle Valvetime Towers there. And I think that will be it for the stream. Hopefully that won't be it for the rest of the character.
I've been tending to the warriors of Jorvaskr for as long as I can remember.
Okay, so we have a number of archers we're going to need to deal with. I don't remember there being any magic casters at Valvetime, so I don't think we're going to have to worry about that. There are probably 1 or 2 bandit outlaws, which will be tough. And there, of course, is the bandit chieftain, which is going to be the main big bad there. That's the boss battle that we're going to have to be most concerned with. Now, a few of the tactics that we can employ is using the various staircases there to lead them up to where we are, and then jump down to lead them back down, because they won't jump down to follow us. They'll follow the nav mesh on the stairs to do that. So that'll buy us some time.
Don't like the fame, but not me.
The other thing we can do is we can utilize the water that's underneath the bridge to do a fugitive and jump off into the water if things get too hairy. That will buy us some time, as they're going to have to navigate the nav meshes on the staircases all the way down as well. We can also hightail it out of there if things get going too roughly. Gore picking flowers over there. It looks like he's trying to please Finaster as well. Let's take care of, let's see, we got our favorites in. We just need to take a look at our hotkeys and see what we can address here. I still like Fury. Fury is going to be useful here, I think. Let's see, we have 1 for the steel shield, 2 for the sword, 3 for the money, and 4 to go. Just kidding. 3, hotkey 3. What was 3 before? I don't know what we had hotkeyed to 3. So we have 3 that we can use. 4 is taken up with our healing potion. Four is the healing potion. 5 is healing. 6 is fury. So we have 3, 7, and 8 that we can use. What do we have 3 attached to right now? 3 might have been what we were using for our candlelights, or our torch. I think it was our torch at the beginning before we got our lantern. So we can use 3. 3, 7, and 8. And what combo keys do we have available here? Archer on the far shore. Right. That's usually the last one we take care of. We can easily avoid the archer. The bandit and the other dude in the other tower are usually triggered fairly early on, and they'll come rushing across the bridge. Okay, so we have double press up, triple press up. We have triple press down and hold down. We have double press right, triple press right, and hold right. Okay, so I'm thinking... double press up is easily accessible, so let's put 3 on that. And then we can go back into the favorites menu and decide what we want to put there. I think that's going to be our courage spell for gore. So double press up is hotfix 3, or hotkey 3, and that is courage. And then we can do 3 presses up for the the fear spell that we have, and that's going to be 7. And then we have triple press down, which is going to be our heal over time spell. And that's going to be 8. Three is courage. Seven is fear. In this situation, the calm spell that we have, I don't think we're going to have enough time to actually make that effective. I'm going to have to play with that a little bit too, just a little bit of practice just to see how much magicka that takes up. So let's try this stuff out here. Courage. This is the fear spell. I don't want to actually cast it on anybody. Ooh. Good thing I saved before that. And as we can see, it did take away some health there. We'll have to be mindful of that. And then here is the Divine Pardon spell. Let's see if we have enough magicka to cast that when we are full. This is something that we can cast at random on our journeys just to make sure that we have that active. It only lasts for a minute, but it's something that will be helpful. Okay, ready for the road. Alright, next moment of truth. Valvetime Towers coming up. We also have to remember to make use of our potions. That's something I was preaching in the last episode, that is one way to strongly buff your character in a permadeath situation, is to make sure you're using your potions and your scrolls. Let's get those ready to go too. We do have access to Fireball, Battle Tide, which might be nice. I think that's an area of effect. In fact, we might try to make use of that if we can get Gore to engage. And this is less useful for us because we don't really have a destruction spell or anything that we can attach that to. Alright, so off to Valvetime. There is one random encounter right on the other side of White River Watch there, where we saw the Merry Revelers and then Maik on our way back. And this should put us right under 3 hours again, which is a good target for a live stream, a once-a-week live stream, I think. So I would like to get these down to around 2 hours at some point, but just with the setup it involves to prep for these battles, I think that might be a bit of a stretch for a once-a-week thing. It's hard to play that little of a character once a week, and you'll be fresh for the next week around. Oh wow, it got really dark here, didn't it? Okay, hopefully the skeever has not been replaced with something else, but we're going to be ready just in case. I think that is the skeever carcass right there. It is indeed. Now that we're winding down, I have the weirdest craving for some Italian soda. That does sound pretty good. Something bubbly to whet the whistle. Okay, there is a random encounter right over here somewhere, and there is indeed somebody chilling over there. That looks like it might be a Vigilant of Stendar. Yes, it is indeed. He just dispatched some skeletons. These guys are on our side. We might become a bit of, ooh, Ancient Nord Warhammer. That might be better than what Gore is wielding. Let's see. Would you like this?
Just leave me over food.
Oh yeah. He does prefer that one to the Iron Warhammer that he was wielding. Okay. Good, good. And it looks like it might be time to re-up on our Divine Pardon here. Getting some valuable restoration spells. Okay, there are wolves up here next to the Ritual Stone. I think it is worth it to destroy that Necromancer up there. It shouldn't be too much of a challenge.
Looks like we got ourselves a few.
There are more wolves off into the foresty tundra areas over here to the right as well, so we're gonna have to stay vigilant to our right. Yeah, I hear them howling over there. Visibility is impacted quite a bit. So I can't see exactly where the howling is coming from, but I know they're there. Oh, here we go. I might be able to get them with a Fury spell here. Back to the shield as quick as possible. Didn't seem to want to take the shield off his back, but that's okay. There were more over where I thought I heard them from the beginning. Oh, Gore killed me! That's it! Why did Gore have... Oh, no. That was a bug! I got killed by a bug! What happened? I feel cheated. Well, it's not always a fair life. What happened? Why was... I don't think I hit Gore at any point in there, did I? I don't think I did. Poor Cedrin. I feel like I barely knew him. Time to break out the pills, Strudel. Excedrin. Man. I'm sad. I'm real sad. Gotta follow the rules, though. I feel like I got cheated that time. Yeah, Sovngarde. Sovngarde awaits. Oh, man. I can't believe it. Even if I did hit Gore, man, that must have been a bug with AFT. I think it was an AFT bug. I think maybe what happened was the Ritual Stone got to me a little bit. I think that there was one of the ghosts that that was spawned by the Ritual Stone was allied with Gore, and when I attacked that ghost on accident because I couldn't see them because they're translucent, Gore took offense to it. I don't know. Man, that was rough. Oh, my heart aches. That was tough because it like there wasn't really. Yeah, I mean, I guess that happens with arrows. A straight arrow can cause damage, but I don't think that melee weapons work the same way. They target a specific enemy. And unless you have like a specific perk for the sideways power attacks to hit multiple enemies, that it should only just hit that one enemy. Man. Well, that was it for Cedron. Now I got to figure out my random start situation here. I got to get that set up for the next week. I'll do another character next week for sure. This permadeath thing is too fun. You get attached to your character, their story, and then bam. Yeah, I know. I kind of expected this though, Simpa. I was prepared for it. I didn't Excedrin. There you go. Yeah, no, he was definitely aggressive toward me. So, I mean, we can roleplay it that, you know, maybe the Ritual Stone brought back somebody from Gore's past, and that triggered him. Yeah, not enough Horker stew. Oh, boy. Well, at least we got some drama at the end of a fairly slow stream, I guess. Well, this was a good learning experience, though. Ritual Stone can be really powerful, but it's something to keep in mind next go around. To be careful about it, and maybe not take it as something that we need to stick with next time. I was using the Ritual Standing Stone as more of a birth sign than a standing stone, so I was going to stick with it. But the Ritual Stone can be really wonky. Skyrim's not a friendly HC place unless you make it to end game. And even then, fall damage will get you in the end. Yeah, unless you want to spend your perks on something that you're never going to use. Yeah, it sucks. You have an entire build planned out and everything, and then bam. Yeah, I know. You know, every ending is another new beginning, though. So we'll get back in there with somebody else. Man, I was really liking this start too. It was a favorable start. I think Ritual Stone got us in the end, though. It was either Ritual Stone or AFT bugginess or both. Hoping you wouldn't fall off at Valvetime Towers. Well, you know, this was a good death, I think. And that is the name of the game, right? A good death. It's the name of the series. We didn't die to a bear trap or, you know, a swinging mace trap or anything like that. We didn't die to fall damage. We died because we were double-crossed by a trusted ally. There's no shame in that. No shame in that. Well, all right. This marks the end of Cedron's story and also the end of this stream. I will have a recap episode up with a bit of a eulogy for Cedron. I think that's something that I want to do with these permadeath characters is say a few words about them. Maybe not in the recap, but maybe do a special video just for the characters that die, and that will help bring a little bit of roleplay to something that's very build and tactic heavy. I think that could be fun. I'll write up a eulogy for him. Maybe it was the ghost of that mud crab. It could be. Could be. All right. Well, thanks for joining me again, guys. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for taking a few hours of your Saturday and your weekend to spend with me. I do really appreciate your company and you guys coming and watching and hanging out and playing Skyrim with me. So thanks. If you are happening upon this content randomly, you're not part of the community, do check out the links in the description below. There is a lot of good streaming fun and pre-recorded, highly produced stuff down there, and some fan fiction, some very well written stuff by our own 57 Strudel. Yeah, a whole bunch of really good stuff. If you are like us and you love Skyrim, but you're not ready to give it up and move on to another game, there's lots of content, lots of awesome content out there for you. Just let the links lead you to more fun. Okay, so I'm going to call it a day. Thanks, guys. See you in the Discords, and see you next time.